Hey people, how are you doing today? It's Makeda Valletta, live from the Heights, New York City, uptown New York City. I wanted to write the Heights in my title here on Instagram, but something's wrong with my phone. But you know, I've made a video about walking 10,000 steps a day and how important it is to walk, how important it is to lift weights, how important it is to come outside and get the sun on your skin, okay, without sunscreen. Right now I have on my Tropical Heat Supreme on my skin, which is cocoa butter, ghee, palm oil, lanolin, and castor oil. But I came out for a walk. I just want to show you. Actually, I should have filmed this while I was walking, but I was actually doing something. But one thing I love about New York parks, and I've shown this in other videos, when people come to New York City, they often are in Lower Manhattan. They come to New York, they go downtown. If they come uptown to Harlem, which most people don't realize Harlem is in Manhattan, then they go to 125th Street, but they have no idea. Look at this dense forest. Okay, now this is right across the street from where I grew up in Upper Manhattan, Washington Heights, Sugar Hill. Okay. And there's a path down there, okay, that you walk, and it's not as clear because I'm on live, so please. So there's a path you walk for blocks down there, okay, and there's basketball courts and bike lanes and all kinds of stuff, okay. And then I'm gonna show you the stairs I just walked up, okay, because there's a big like Olympic-sized pool that's free. To the public, which I don't do pools, but there's plenty of kids in there, and it's a huge Olympic pool, okay? But to get up here, all right, I'm going to show you the stairs that I walked up. And there was a man working out at the bottom of the stairs, and then he ran up these stairs. So you see, maybe get an idea of how high up we are, okay? So this is the highest point in Manhattan. And Upper Manhattan is way more beautiful than Lower Manhattan. So if you ever come to New York City, come to the Heights, come to Washington Heights, come to Dyckman, even the Bronx. The Bronx is full of trees and hills, right? So there are people who will work out on the bottom. There was a older man who was really fit, doing his abs, doing all this stuff, and then he started running up and down these stairs, okay? Stairs are an excellent thing to work out on. And I wish I could show you the angle. You know what? I might walk down. I already walked up these stairs, but I might walk down just to walk back up again so you can see the angle. But when I do that, I'll be out of breath, so you'll have to bear with me. And please let me know if you guys can hear me. Please put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me, because I hope my earphones have been acting up. So if you can hear me, please put a 1 in the chat so I know. Okay, now this is really good too for does New York have mountains? The state of New York is very mountainous. Okay, New York to me is the most beautiful state that I've seen. I've driven through a lot of states, and it's like you get a piece of it in New York City, uptown in particular. So look how green this is, okay? Thank you for putting the 1. If I just put this camera here, where would you think this was? I bet you would never guess this is Manhattan, New York City, the island of Manhattan, okay? New York, New York. They don't show you this part of New York, okay? No, that's so much of the stairs. I'm going to keep walking. Okay, shit is biting my legs, actually. There's all kinds of little insects and shit. I haven't got bites on my body all summer, and I've been down here for 10 minutes, and I can feel my legs is on fire. My legs and my thighs is on fire. You would thought I was in a jungle in Africa somewhere. Yeah, this is Manhattan, okay? It's so beautiful. And I grew up across the street from this, okay? I grew up from across the street. And I don't even come over here. Like today, my dad has been wanting me to walk over here with him. And I've been over here before, but I really come over here. And I'm like, it's so freaking nice. Okay? And this is good for older people. There's a woman in my parents' building that's like 95. She goes walking every day, you know. And you see all these trees. When you have all these trees, you have good quality air. That's one of the reasons why I couldn't deal with Senegal. There was no damn trees. I need trees. okay? And I smell good weed. Somebody's smoking some good weed down here. But you see, there's this whole walkway, which is where I came from. And I could show you this, but I'm going to show you upstairs. But actually, hold on. Well, you saw the, actually, I'll go this way. Because the thing is that New York parks have levels. Because this is still not the bottom level. It still goes down more. You can't even see this. It's like a dense forest in here, okay? It goes down more. This is not the bottom level, okay? And so, oh wait, let me show you the whole, and then there's a bridge over here that goes across to the Bronx. I'm going to show you. But, see, look. Okay, this is the staircase that I just walked down. Okay, so you're surrounded by all this beautiful greenery. Now let me show you. I'm just going to show you over here, because people be trying to sleep on New York and how beautiful it is. Like, why would somebody live in New York? It's filthy. Is it filthy over here? No, it's freaking gorgeous. Look at this. People don't tell you all the trees that's in New York, especially uptown. Oh yeah, Florida landscape is so flat. Florida landscape is so flat, and Florida doesn't have enough trees either. And Florida just has palm trees, really. But I don't like the parks in Florida. I don't like the parks in Chicago. They're flat, and they have these little strategically planted trees. You can't go anywhere and be in the cut. Look at this. This is still down more. Okay, this goes down more. You see the highway? You see the cars running down? The cars driving down there? That's the Harlem River Drive down there. Okay, also known as the FDR. And you see, so this is New York parks. All of our parks have levels. Okay, you see how dense this treetop is. All right. And remember, I came from up there. And if you see, look at that rock that man over there is sitting on. We have a lot of rock formations in our parks too. So like New York parks, you can definitely come in a New York park, and now you don't need to hide smoking weed. I can smell weed everywhere. But if you want to come in a New York park and have privacy, you can. So that bridge goes to the South Bronx. That goes to the Bronx right there. So you can walk across that bridge to the Bronx. And there's several bridges that go from Manhattan to the Bronx. Manhattan is an island. Okay. No, New Yorkers didn't destroy the landscape in Florida. Florida was already flat as fuck. And Florida is also super corrupt. Like, how did New Yorkers not destroy their own landscape? Can't put that blame on New York. Okay? So, the flora and fauna is different. Like, okay? North America, I mean, look, see how green? Yeah, New York has been gentrified too. So how come our landscape isn't destroyed? You can't talk about gentrification. Who hasn't been gentrified? And New York has more people moving there. Probably, well, everybody's been moving to New York. New York is the most populated city in America, and it's not all because it's New Yorkers. New York is well, you say Florida. I don't know if you're talking about the state or if you're talking about Miami. Some people say Florida, and they're really talking about Southern Florida. Are you talking about the whole state? Because you can't say that the whole state of Florida has bad landscape because of New York. That's ridiculous. But regardless of that, Florida never had these rock formations. Okay? Florida doesn't have levels. Florida doesn't have hills. It's not smart to me to live someplace with a bunch of hurricanes and you don't have higher ground to run to. Okay, you're not from South Florida. So you're talking about the whole state. You're saying the landscape of the whole state got messed up because of New Yorkers. That's an exaggeration. Please. Please. Anyhow. So you can see all this dense greenery. And where I started at upstairs, where the pool was at, there's also a huge park up there too. So I'm just showing you the middle of the park. Yeah, and flooding is also bad because the shit's flat. And flooding is bad because hurricanes are worse. My dad's from Florida. Hurricanes weren't as bad as they were back then. There's a lot of reasons. But your shit's flat. I'm 200 and something feet above sea level right now. So you're not going to flood when you have that. So now look, you see how dense these treetops are. And this is Manhattan. This is the busiest place in America. Okay? And still, look at all these trees. That has to do with the priority of the place. Okay? And you're not going to find this again in Lower Manhattan. Okay? You're not going to find this. All right, now I kind of wanted to go to the top because I wanted to get sun, so I'm going to go back and walk up the stairs. Well, I don't know. But you see these rocks? So New York State is full of huge rock formations and mountains, but that are also really green. So unlike, Colorado, which has the Rocky Mountains, I like Rocky Mountains with green. Okay? So let me see. I was trying to get sun on my skin, and I would have to go back upstairs to get that. But I'm just going to walk through here instead of going back upstairs. So you'll see. On the top level that I was on where the pool was at, there's a bunch of things if I would have taken that route and walked up there. But there's also a bunch of things on this route that you'll see. You see, and this is why New York is a good place for someone at age. See those older people walking with the bike, because you can be physical here, Like, not only walking on flatland is nothing. When you walk up hills and stairs, and these parks in Upper Manhattan, I don't know if you can see right now. Again, see that long tree? It's going all the way down. See? Okay. So you could just, one thing that New York does well is parks. You can step out of the concrete jungle, out of the city, because when you come out of here, it's a straight city, and you come over here, and you feel like you're in some exotic place in the rainforest. Okay? Look at this. Over there is the Bronx. Okay, that's the Bronx. Okay? So you see how dense these trees are in rocks. Rocky rocks with greenery on it, that's New York State. New York State is freaking amazing, okay? New York State has like more lakes and more waterfalls probably than any other state. Thousands of them. Okay? All this dense greenery. So, look, okay, now you can see here maybe a little bit better. I don't think the camera is really capturing the depth. It's not really capturing how deep this is going down, okay? So people come through here, they jog through here, they can walk through here, ride their bike, skate, okay? And you do it all along this beautiful path. And honestly, if you're going to jog or ride your bike, it's better to do it on a path like this, where you're surrounded by trees, because it helps with the air quality. Yeah, Georgia is a little similar. It's different. But Georgia is hilly and lush and green. Yeah. I've spent a lot of time in Georgia. Georgia is a beautiful state. I think the East Coast is beautiful. Like, much of the East Coast, I've been to every state in the East Coast from Maine to Florida, every single state. And most of the East Coast is full of trees and hills except Delaware, Florida. But driving on 95 from D.C. to Miami, to South Florida, there's a lot of trees in northern Florida off the side of the highway. Before you get to South Florida, it's densely populated with trees off the side of 95. I've done that drive a few times. So, okay. So, yeah, but it's not only, but this park, it's not only this, okay? When I come up out of here, there's basketball courts and all kinds of stuff. And again, but if I was walking up there, there's a whole bunch of playgrounds. Like on top of this, it's full of playgrounds, and it's like an outdoor workout area that my dad goes to all the time. So, okay, so you can see, let me zoom, yeah, you do. It's just flat. See, this camera is not, I don't know if you can see that this is going down. It's steep down there. Okay? You see the rocks? The rock can help you see that that's going down. You could come back here. You could drop a body back here. I don't fucking know. Look. So you still got the rocks. Okay? The great rock formations. And so, like, I wanted to go to the gym today. I'm still going to go to the gym, but I wanted to go earlier. But I'm gonna walk to the gym, which is like, I'm gonna walk to a gym like 20 blocks away, or maybe I go to the one there's one that's 1 mile away and one that's 1.7 miles away. Either way, I'm gonna have to walk up hills on my walk. And so just to be able to come down in here, and it's good for your mental health too. Nature is good for your mental health. So to be in a city and to have, you know, this kind of nature, I mean, look, you can just come in here and sit on that rock. And there's several of them like that in here. Several of rocks that you can just poach up on. You can sit here and chill, meditate, look at the scenery, breathe the air, smoke a blunt, whatever. Okay, you got rocks everywhere. Okay. When there was a man in here that was jogging, he stopped at the bottom of the stairs and was doing his abs, and then he ran up the stairs. And see, that's one thing about Chicago. I ain't seen no stairs to run up anywhere. Like when you're in a really flat, even going hiking in Illinois, it's flat. Flatland is easy. When you start going up some hills, that's when you really be doing some shit. And so like this fall, I definitely want to go hiking in New York State. I definitely want to go, yeah. But even just in the city, and this is just one area, right? And this is just right across the street. Now you see this amazing rock formation? This is very much New York State. You start leaving New York City and driving north, you see huge rock formations with greenery. It doesn't get much better than that to me. Okay? So there's so many things you can come in here and do. Again, you can see off the cliff. You know, you can choose to, like, walking on the treadmill is a waste of time, okay? I would never put somebody on the treadmill. Hold on, let me show you this again. So, again, if you can see how this goes down, big rocks in here. There's all kinds of insects, and things about to hit me in the face. Yeah, if a trainer puts somebody in the treadmill, they lose all respect, all their points, because your muscles are not firing the same when you're on a treadmill. Okay, same thing, like you'd be better off actually riding a real bike, and it's safe down here. I would never ride a bike with cars. I don't think that's smart. And lately, every time I told somebody that, they told me they got hit by a car. And I'm like, yep, I wouldn't take that chance in my life. I'd way rather ride a bike down here. Also, when people ride bikes next to cars and next to the highway, you're breathing in terribly polluted air. So that's another thing. So riding on a bike path through here is going to be way healthier. If somebody must jog, you know, you have all the good greenery. And there's levels, there's hills in the neighborhood, there's staircases in here. And so, yeah, like, it's important to be outside when the sun is out, try to get sun on your skin. Most people in America don't do that because they drive everywhere and people are inside at work. People have on too much clothes. So being able to come outside and do some workouts outside, I'm definitely for the gym and lifting weights. That's important. I'm a strength and conditioning specialist. But, okay, so I'm about to come up out of here, and you'll see some of these courts and stuff. And again, like I'm saying, you're only seeing a small percentage, because this whole time I've been walking on the level above me where I started off at, there's a whole bunch of playgrounds and parks and basketball courts and stuff up there as well. Okay. And so let's come up on out of here. I'm about to see, got the rocks. I'm about to eat and then walk to the gym. Oh wait, let me show you. So up there you got the people playing basketball, which in New York you never see empty basketball courts, especially not in Harlem or uptown. This is technically Washington Heights, but you see, I just walked in that whole path. Now that path goes down there. So you can go this way into more nature, or you could go up there to where they're playing basketball. Okay. So when you come down here, you know, still more nature. I'm not going to walk this way. I'm going to go up to the top. Okay. Now again, if you come to New York, you will not see this in Lower Manhattan. Okay. To me, Upper Manhattan is way more beautiful. And this is, I should go to different locations. A lot of times, do other parts of New York look like this? Yeah, the Bronx. A lot of the people try to hate on the Bronx. The Bronx to me is beautiful. That's the most beautiful borough. The Bronx has the most trees, the most parks, and is also hilly. There's a park in Queens called Forest Park that I have never explored, but I've driven past it, and it looks like it could be like this. But this is not even a big park. It's just like across the street from a building on the side of a cliff. Okay, so keep going that way. Now you come up here, you got basketball courts. You got more basketball courts over there. So over there, over here, you got handball courts. You see, and still upper level. So it's literally like, that's why growing up, I never wished that I lived in the suburbs and had a backyard, because I'm like, these parks in my backyard, we have dope parks, and people be outside. You go to the suburb, everybody has a backyard, they be in the house. Anytime I drive to any suburb with a bunch of yards, people be in the house. Okay? Now, see how people outside? And then, so I just showed you that path down there that I just left. Now the path goes that way. See how many different paths you have? You can come in this little, and this is just a small park. You can come in here and get lost. I could have gone that way, could go this way, could go up this way. Okay? And this is where my dad comes and works out. I'll be coming with him in the morning to show him some stuff. This little outdoor, little fitness apparatus. Okay, so it's surrounded by all this greenery and shit. Oops, I wasn't supposed to curse. Okay. Oh, they're playing soccer in the handball court. Okay. Now, okay. So, to me, this is one of the things that's so great about New York. And this part goes for blocks. This shit goes for like 30 blocks. And it has several different parts. I started off by showing you an Olympic-sized pool. That pool looked like it was bigger than an Olympic-sized pool. Okay? So, I don't know if you can hear the music, but this neighborhood is heavily Dominican. There's a lot of Mexicans moving in the neighborhood. So, you hear music loud all the time. So now, I just came from down there. Now let's look forward to another level. Okay, I told you it keeps going on several levels. So let's turn around, see where we came from. Okay, yeah, there's people everywhere, but a lot of that walk, there was nobody. And you saw I could have went down a path. There are two paths I could have went down where there was nobody. So even though there's everybody, even though New York is crowded, there's plenty of places in New York to go in the cut and be by yourself. Because there's all these people that you see up here, which I love, is dope energy. And people don't get shot like that in New York like they do in other places. So, it might be busy up here. But look, you can step right over here and there's nobody. There's a path right there that you could walk. And it's like you're in the woods. Or you could come up here and play sports and be with the people. Okay? And this just keeps going. Here's a dope playground for the kids. Now, New York is a very active city. Chicago is too. That's one reason why I chose it. And the stereotype is that Miami is so active. I don't think that. I actually think there's a lot of obese people in Miami. A lot of people who are like really out of shape. And they're not as active as New Yorkers. They don't walk as much. They're not outside, playing sports as much. Maybe if you have some people who are like professional athletes or college athlete, but most people in Miami are not working out like that. They're not outside walking like that. And New York has a park culture. I like parks better than beaches, okay? Because with the beach, it's a whole ordeal. You can't really be active on the beach unless you're playing volleyball. Then you have sand everywhere. Okay, hold on. I'm just going to show you. No, New York has so the park keeps going. No. Oh wait. This playground is a really nice playground for the kids. Look. I didn't say the beach is whack. The beach is overrated. Like, I like nice parks. Not many cities have parks as nice as New York. Florida definitely does not. And so this is a cool little, and then right over here you got kids over there in the grass, and then you have these cool water fountain. Look at how cool, look at how fun. This is not even like regular sprinklers, okay? For the kids. Like, you see how fun this is? Like, and then you hear the Dominican music in the background. Let me show you. It's a whole vibe uptown, okay? So when you have all of this, okay, and then it just keeps going, okay? And again, this is just one level. There's like 2-3 levels in this park, and it goes for blocks and blocks and blocks and blocks. I don't see parks like this in New Orleans. I don't see parks like this in Florida. The parks in New Orleans are also flat with strategically planted trees. They're not like these New York parks that have all this nature. And there's numerous parks like that in New York. Okay, so you see, again, you could just go up on that rock. Okay, it just keeps going. Oh, this is a little dead end. They got it blocked off. So it keeps going, but I can't keep walking. I'm gonna have to go outside the park. But you can see, it just keeps going. Okay. So to me, the beach, people go to the beach and they just lay around on the beach. Like, I'm trying to get sun on my skin and I'm trying to walk and be active. The best way to do that is to be in a walkable place where you could just walk around and live life, okay? Dealing with a city is much easier when you can just step out into nature like this, because we all know nature is healing and it's even good to work out in nature. So here you could do a whole workout in the park, a whole bunch of stuff, okay? You can create a whole obstacle course. And so then you're getting sun. You're getting activity. Most of America, people drive everywhere. They barely walk. So that means you can't get sun. And to go to the beach, you're just on the beach sitting there. Can't be productive, you know? And so before I started filming, that staircase that I went down in the beginning, there was an older man down there, was cut up, shirt off, ripped, working out on the bottom of those stairs. And he ran up the stairs. And those stairs are great to run up a few times. I want to start doing that. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to get up, walk over here with my dad and make sure that he walks every day. He's 82. It's important. Every day. And so then, I'll run up some stairs a couple times. Till my legs feel like they're going to fall off. Look. Okay. See how you can just go, you can literally step off the sidewalk of a city. You got buildings, okay, and just step across the street. And when weed used to be illegal, it was perfect. Just come up one of these rocks and smoke a blunt. But now, it's legal in New York to smoke anywhere that's legal to smoke cigarettes. So we can legally smoke in public so you don't gotta hide, but still you might want to have your own little, so you can go walk up on these rocks. So that's one thing that's so dope about New York parks. We have levels. If you watch this whole video, if you haven't seen the whole video, you can go back and watch. But there's levels. So with those levels, you can find your own space. You can be in the cut. You can create all kinds of cool workouts. Okay? Yeah, cannabis is still illegal down there. Yeah. You know what that's creating? A bunch of like fake cannabinoids and I need to, I'm going to do a video about that tomorrow, about all this confusion. There's a lot of confusion with weed because of the laws. Yeah, New York is definitely a blue state, for sure. That's something you should know. Okay, so,
As you know,
and I don't agree with everything the Democrats do and say, and I don't agree with everything the Republicans do and say, but when it comes to education, New York and Illinois, California, blue states got some pretty intelligent people. Florida, they're trying to ban books and shit. So anyhow, you see how, look, this just keeps going. So let me walk back in here. See, somebody's up there enjoying their peace. Okay, like I said, this goes for blocks. Okay, you see the people back there? Okay, they over there barbecuing. Who needs a backyard when you could do this? Okay? I mean, and it goes all back in there. See him over there sitting there with some peace. Okay? So you're in New York City and people think that New York City is just hectic, 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 and there's no peace. That's not true. But go to a city, some of the cities I've been to in the Caribbean, like, there's nowhere to get peace by yourself. There's people everywhere. Like, when I was in Dakar, when I was in Havana got little, like, public areas for people to sit down and be watched by the police, and there's no nature. There's nowhere to just go be in the cut. So New York did a very good job with that, okay? I want to tell you, this goes on for blocks. This shit goes on for, like, I don't know, like 20 blocks, and then you cross the street, and then it's another park called Jackie Robinson Park, and that park goes for, like, another 10 blocks, and it also has levels, okay? So, and you look across the street, there's more rocks. That's a mansion that George Washington used to live in during the Revolutionary War. So you asked me, does New York City have beaches? Yes, New York City is on the Atlantic Ocean. Look at a map. Do you know Coney Island? Coney Island is in Brooklyn. Coney Island is one of the world's most famous beaches, even though I don't have a desire to go to that beach, but Coney Island is a beach in Brooklyn. New York City is on the Atlantic Ocean. So there's no beaches in Manhattan. Manhattan is surrounded by 2 rivers, but there's beaches in the Bronx, Queens, and Brooklyn. You got Howard Beach in Queens. You got beaches in the Bronx, Orchard Beach. So yes, there's plenty of beaches in New York City, just not in Manhattan. Okay? And like I said, I don't care about the beach. Like, where I live in Chicago, there's a beach right next to me. People don't realize Chicago has a beach. It's Lake Michigan, but there's sand, and Lake Michigan looks like Caribbean water. It's beautiful blue. It has waves, and tons of people drown in that shit every year. But I hate sand. I love a good park. I love walking through a good park. Okay, I'm a park person more than anything. And you can walk around and move around and do stuff and not have sand in your butt crack for the rest of the day. Like, the beach is an ordeal. You have to be planning to go there. Like, in New York, you could be walking around living life, doing whatever you do, and you just dip out into the park real quick and have a break. And this is not the end. It keeps going for several blocks. I'm just stopping now because I'm hungry and I've showed you a lot. But if you saw the whole video, I think you get the point of showing how physically active you can be. And I wrote Uptown in my comments. I'm actually going to write, I wanted to write In the Heights. But it's because all of New York City is not hilly like this. Even though places where it's not hilly, there's like Brooklyn and Queens are kind of flat, but they do have hills in the park. They still have rock formations in the park. But like Upper Manhattan, Washington Heights, not even like, when people come to New York, they go to 125th Street. 125th Street is okay, but it's not the prettiest part of Harlem. When you go to Riverside Park, because I just walked all these blocks on this park, right? This is on the east side of Manhattan. But if I go to the west side of the island, which is only 5 blocks over, if I walk 5 blocks that way, there's another park called Riverside Park. And that is super gorgeous. I mean, over there, when I go to that park, you're literally walking right next to the river. I should show you that. Tomorrow. I'll try to see if I can show it to you tomorrow, if I have time. So not only do you have this amazing park behind me that goes for blocks that you've seen, but if I walk up this hill, okay, this is Sugar Hill, and then I walk like 5 blocks over, I'm on, east. This is the end of the island again. So where we are is the highest point in Manhattan, the most narrow point in Manhattan, and then Riverside Park also has levels like this, okay? And that park goes for about 100 blocks, actually, okay? It goes for about at least 100 blocks. It might be more than that, with different levels. The whole time, the bottom level has all these different obstacle courses and basketball and soccer fields and baseball fields and rings, gymnastics rings, and all kinds of stuff. And then you have, a walkway where you're right next to, like you can touch the river. People riding their bike alongside the river, skating alongside the river, walking alongside the river. And then it's hilly around here. So just walking from one place to the next, you're walking up hills. So it's just a great way to be physically active. Like going to the gym and working out, lifting weights is very important. But you also need to use your body and just on a regular daily basis. And exercise bikes and walking on a treadmill is not the same as walking in real life, okay? Walking in the treadmill does not compare to walking up some hills, walking up some real stairs, okay? And walking around the city all day, carrying your bags, walking in and out the train platforms, all of that, okay? What's the difference in air between a high elevation and low elevation? High elevation has fresher air. I was just in Colorado. I was just in Colorado last week, and that air felt very crisp because it's so high up. Colorado didn't have enough trees for me, but very beautiful mountains and high up, good air, good food. Okay, so tengo mucho hambre. It's time for me to go eat, and then I'm going to walk. I'm either going to walk to a gym that's a mile from here, or another gym that's 1.7 miles from here. I'm going to walk to the gym, I'm going to lift weights, and then I'm going to walk back. Okay? So, what have you guys done today? Did you get up and move? Our body is meant to move. Our body is meant to move. You don't use it, you lose it. It's important. This is important from the time you can walk until the time you leave this planet. There's never a time where physical activity is not really important. Little kids, growing children need to be running around and playing and jumping off of things, not sitting in front of a damn iPhone and iPad, okay? Because first of all, you are radiating your children, okay? There's a lot of radiation that comes out of these phones and these iPads, and it's bad for us, let alone for somebody that's growing and developing. There's no way. So the fact that you have so many kids sitting in front of no, you saw all those kids that I just passed just now? You saw how packed that park was with kids playing. That's one thing that I respect about the Hispanic community. Like, my dad always said this when I was growing up. He's like, they really use the parks, and they do. They be in the parks. Like, there's this park. If I go over here, the Dominicans, the Mexicans in the park, heavy. Families. From adults are playing soccer, the kids are playing, okay? And it's important to keep that playfulness. There's another thing I love about Chicago. Chicago has so many intramural sports leagues. Chicago actually has the largest intramural volleyball league in the country. You would think, beach volleyball. You would think it would be LA or something. It's Chicago. It's a very active city. Chicago has bigger gyms and a lot of gyms that are really geared towards training athletes. But New York has these hills and stuff, So it's just like, for me, it's important to be in cities where I can really maintain high levels of activity, athletic cities that's walkable so I can get the sun on my skin. So, if you have aging parents, people, how they want to be with their parents. For me personally, I have always been on my parents about walking every day and being active. Like, I'm not just going to let my parents just, sit. So it's important to do that. It's important to do that whether you're dealing with little kids or the elderly, the aging, or yourself. Get the F up and move. And the gym is great, it's important, but it's not the only thing. So, anyhow, I'm done. I'm hungry. I need to go to the gym myself. I'm always available for evaluations, training sessions. Oh, and I'm going to organize something. Look out, because it's coming to me. I've been wanting to organize some type of outdoor workout in New York, and I've been thinking how and da-da-da. So I finally got it figured out, so stay tuned for that. And I will talk to you guys. I will talk to you guys later, okay? Have a great day. Thank you for listening. If you like the video, please like it, please share it. Get up and move, do your thing, work out, and all that good stuff. Talk to you later. Bye.